We're Mala and Don.
And we're converting a 40-foot bus into our tiny dream home on wheels, one bite at a time.
What?
How to eat an elephant one bite at a time.
For our bus build, we've tried to make eco-friendly choices when possible.
Installing sheep's wool for our insulation.
And getting power from the sun. So when a tree on the family property died, we took that opportunity to learn how to make planks.
And build our own custom kitchen countertops.
We wanted to make sure we didn't lose the character. We're still keeping as much rustic charm to it as we can.
We've got 3 more planks left that we're wanting to use as our fold-down kitchen table.
And this time, we're working with our hands.
The cool thing about planers is that as long as your hands stay above them, you're good.
Preferably.
You guys remember our friend Richard who helped us out with his woodworking shop?
We're going to see if we can get something out of that.
To learn how to make kitchen countertops.
Then you put the mayo on one side and the lettuce and the cheese on the other side.
Not only did he take us step by step through the process that he knows on how to make these butcher block countertops, he let us use all of his tools.
We'll see what 5 inches does for those.
That's what she said.
He's yours.
Unfortunately, shortly after we finished our kitchen countertops, Richard had a big fire at his house. He's fine. He's assured us that he is well looked after. Insurance is covering everything. But his house had to be completely torn down and he's rebuilding. His woodwork shop is okay, but he's got his hands full right now.
So for our next project, we thought we could use some help. So we've checked in with a friend who lives in the area, Josiah. We're gonna head over to his workshop and work on our kitchen table today. But first, we gotta get some measurements.
52 inches, okay.
And then I think for the max, we wanna go out to 16.
Thinking like something like that. I mean, it's slightly tight, but we're not going to leave it up all the time. Check.
We have some wood from another smaller ash tree on the property, and we thought it would be great to use it for our armrests for the top, and we're gonna make a fold-down dining table. But being the same tree, we can stain it just like we did our kitchen countertops so they can match.
Well, my cousin Gene has a rail system.
Nice.
So he did these for us 2 years ago. I think the only thing that I'm concerned about is this one's a little warped.
That's going to control our thickness.
Are you saying by cutting this we would lose some of the bow and see where we're really at?
Exactly.
And Josiah, you're talking about doing this just as a guide, right?
Yeah.
Give it a try.
The cool thing about planers is that as long as your hands stay above them, you're good. And it's funny because it doesn't feel like you're doing anything.
Yeah.
And if you like, we can all watch a YouTube instructional video on it. There's 27 of them.
Is that a hand planer?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the old school version of what you're doing. That feels a lot better.
It's not wobbling on it. It feels good. Yeah. I think that might do it.
Yeah, that's the way to
It might
go.
rub a little on the back when we start it up. We tried to use the circular sander as a joiner, but we couldn't quite get it even, so it was leaving a lot of whipples. So we went back and planed the edges and sanded them down. Okay. Almost.
Coming out the other side.
Your string thing, yeah. Okay, now keep going. I think we can look at
That's
that.
much
Don't you
better.
think? Next step in building our table is I need to drill some pocket holes. So I've got the Craig jig out. We had used biscuits for joining all of our wood together for our butcher block countertop. We don't have the biscuit cutter, so we're just gonna use pocket holes. Got all the pocket holes drilled and we're ready to glue it together. Having some trouble?
Yes. It's glued shut. Ah, did it.
Well, the important thing is that we've got it glued together now.
It's not as good as our kitchen countertops because having really nice woodworking tools makes a huge difference.
We're just using some long hand clamps that we had and pocket screws, and once it sucks it together, it just sucks it together the way that it does. Because we couldn't run these through a planer, had to hand plane them, they're not really the same thickness, so you could see some places that we're going to need to sand it down.
But it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's got a little bit of waves. We'll sand it down to make it the same level, but we're okay with a little bit of character.
And the places that we have sanded already, you can see a lot of the bore holes, so it's going to be really pretty after we sand it and stain it.
I've spent quite a bit of time today sanding this table down. On the one side, there was a whole 1/4 inch difference between the two planks at the joint. So I used every single sander that we have. Each one helped with different things. And after putting a little bit of work and muscle into it, the joint now in the middle feels nice and smooth. You can't tell the difference between each plank. And I got rid of a lot of the chainsaw marks, but I felt like they were dominating. It was too much. It wasn't a smooth surface yet. It feels a lot better. They're gonna have that character. I am gonna flip it over and smooth out the bottom side a little bit too. I'm not gonna put as much work into it because it's not gonna be seen, but we will be staining it and still want it to have a smooth surface. All right, let's go find Don, see if he's ready to cut this table out.
Sand that down. It'll be fine.
Yeah, more sanding. There's a shelf right there.
You know,
Yeah.
Just shove that in the corner somewhere. Does it look good?
Oh no, it might be a little bit long.
You can also sit there and have a meal, can sit on a laptop and work, and I'm sure it'll also be a cat viewing area out those two little windows.
So the plan is to use these folding shelf brackets. These are heavy duty folding shelf brackets. They're 400-pound capacity, and the way they work is you basically will have the table laying flat against the wall. You lift it up, it stays up until you push right here under the table, and it comes back down again. The only thing we haven't figured out exactly is how we're going to mount this table to these brackets. There's 3 holes for it to mount into the table. I think what we may do is bolt it into place, cut some holes for the bolt heads and close it up, but that'll be something we have to revisit once we actually get it mounted. As for the back of the bracket, it's got 3 places to mount it, so fingers crossed that 2 of these line up into the frame of our bus so that we can use some metal screws to fasten it securely into place.
So now I'm going to do some more sanding of those edges we just cut, round them off. And then put some wood filler in some tiny little holes. Because we didn't have a joiner to make that nice clean join in the middle, I wasn't super happy about a few spots. So just filling it in with wood filler is going to make it nice and seamless. So pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. I feel like I'm getting pretty good at this, working with this ash wood. I'm going to leave the wood filler to dry tonight, and then tomorrow we'll come and do the final sand and stain. I am back in my dusty clothes. I have wet the wood to help raise the grain because I'm going to do my last sanding with 120 grit. If you want to learn more about Rubio Monocoat and the whole preparation, we went into a lot more detail when we stained our kitchen countertops, so I'll link that video up above and down below, and you can go check it out. Gave it a quick vacuum to remove any sawdust, and then cleaned it down with mineral spirits. Now I'm just gonna wait for that to dissipate, and then we're gonna come back and make it beautiful. The sun has come out, my hair is washed, my sawdust covered clothes are in the laundry, and it's time to stain. I'm starting with the underneath side. I'm going to give it just a few minutes, and then I'm going to flip it over and actually stain the top side, which is the more important side. How do you like it?
Looks good. I really like how all of the little details come out. In our countertops, we sanded them down an awful lot, and they look great in there, but I like this one a lot because it has these dark chainsaw marks with the way the stain interacts with the chainsaw marks. And some of the little knot holes filled in with wood filler. After you put the stain on, it just kind of absorbs into it and looks good.
Yeah, you can't even tell there's wood filler in there.
We were a little concerned about staining the live edge because we actually cut the shape as a curve on one side and it wasn't a live edge there, and we worried that maybe it wouldn't be so consistent, but somehow the stain managed to take it pretty evenly and it looks pretty good.
It's not the bark has fallen off and there's a layer underneath the bark before you get to the wood. I don't know what it's called, I forget.
If you're a botanist, let us know what that layer is underneath the bark.
Now we can't install this into the bus quite yet because we have to finish the cat palace. This week we're working on creating the entrance to the cat room.
Just like that, we got a big hole. Or the cat deck,
Or Casa de Kitty.
cat commode,
Cat den.
catacomb,
Catatorium.
cat castle,
Cat cave.
cat clubhouse,
Cat condo.
cat house,
Cat's castle.
cozy cat crapper.